What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and over the past couple of weeks, even the past couple of months, what we've been doing on this channel is highlighting individual players and talking about how they could affect this Red Sox team, right? We made a video on Christian Arroyo, we made a video on Tristan Casas, Brian Bayo, and these are all guys who could have a high impact on the 2023 Boston Red Sox, but we've yet to talk about who I think and who you think is going to be the breakout star of the 2023 Red Sox. Who's going to be that guy that takes his game up an entirely new level. Now, I'm not talking about being the best player on the team. I'm not talking about getting the most awards, having the highest averages and stuff like that. I'm talking about the guy who brought his game up from last year or his career to an entirely different level and truly shined as a member of the Boston Red Sox in 2023. And I think I found the perfect fit for that description, because the player we are talking about today is a guy who, in my opinion, has all the tools to do that and kind of needs to do that this season. So that's what we're talking about today. We are talking about who I think is the 2023 breakout star for this Red Sox team. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button as well. Helps these videos out a lot and would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. The player that I think will have a breakout season in 2023 for the Boston Red Sox is Alex Verdugo. Now, you may be sitting there right now thinking to yourself, hey, Corbin, didn't Verdugo have a fairly decent year last year? And you're 100% correct. He actually had a pretty good year. He finished the year at the plate with a 280 average, a 328 on base percentage, and a 405 slug. He also had a 102 OPS plus. So if you put that all together, he is about 2% more productive than the average player in baseball last year. So at the plate, slightly above average. Now on the field, Alex Verdugo played left field and right field for us, with most of his games in 2022 coming as a left fielder, where defensively he had a 0 defensive run saved. Now, if you guys don't know, the average for defensive runs saved in Major League Baseball is 0, putting Alex Verdugo's left field defense right about league average. He did play 52 games for the Red Sox in right field, and it was a much different story. He had a -4 defensive runs saved in 2022 in right field, and if 0 is the average in terms of defense in baseball, that is well below average. But even with the below average defense in right field, if you put all of his statistics together, both on the field and at the plate, he had a fairly decent season. I wouldn't say an insane season, I wouldn't even say a very good season, but it was a really solid season for an everyday player who's going to be a guy who's going to be in the lineup and fill a hole, get on base, do his job, and make sure that the line keeps moving. That's kind of what Alex Verdugo was last year. Now, why do I think that Alex Verdugo can be more? So why do I think Alex Verdugo is going to be so much better in 2023 than he was really any year of his career? In my opinion, it starts with the way he finished. He finished the second half of the 2022 season with a 304 average, a 356 on base percentage, and a 119 OPS plus, meaning through the entirety of the second half of Major League Baseball in 2022, Alex Verdugo was about 20% more productive than the average hitter in baseball. That's a fantastic way to end the season, but there may be a reason why he started this season so slowly in 2022. Just a couple of days or weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this, Chris Verdugo, Alex Verdugo's brother, tweeted out that Alex had actually been playing with a broken toe for the first 2 months of the season last year. The statistics do back up Chris Verdugo's claim, because if you dive even deeper into Alex Verdugo's monthly splits, you could see that in March and April, Alex Verdugo had just a 238 average, and in May, because you only played partially in April last year, he was even worse, hitting just 219. But after those 2 months, his average did not dip below 268 for the rest of the year, meaning that, again, statistically, it matches up with Chris Verdugo's timeline for his injury. So going into 2023, right off the bat, Alex Verdugo should at the very least get off to a better start than he did last year, because he's going into spring training fully healthy and ready to go. Outside of just health, Alex Verdugo was one of the unluckiest players in baseball last year. If you take a look at his Baseball Savant page, Alex Verdugo ranks in the 92nd percentile in expected batting average. What that means is only 8% of Major League Baseball was expected to have a higher batting average than Alex Verdugo. Now, that didn't exactly translate to him having one of the highest averages in Major League Baseball, and that's because a lot of the time Alex Verdugo was hitting balls directly into mitts, or he was hitting balls hard but in into, but where people were, he wasn't really finding a lot of green out there. That should change a little bit this year. And the reason that should change more than anything is because of the fact that MLB has now regulated the shift. You cannot shift as hard on players as you have been able to in the past. And with Alex Verdugo's expecting batting average to be being so high, he should feel some of that luck come back to his side. Now, combine the fact that he was unlucky last year with the fact that he's a really hard guy to strike out, in the 92nd percentile in K percent, meaning only 8% of Major League Baseball struck out less than Alex Verdugo in 2022. He was in the 92nd percentile in whiff percentage, meaning that only 8% of Major League Baseball whiffed less than Alex Verdugo did. And he was 73rd percentile in chase rate, making him a guy who doesn't swing at a ton of pitches outside of the zone. So if you combine the idea that Alex Verdugo is a really hard guy to strike out with the fact that he's getting a little bit of luck added back to his side with the banning of the shift, Alex Verdugo has all of the ingredients to the recipe of increasing his batting average. Now, this doesn't technically mean he's going to get more doubles or more home runs, but if you add in all of those sort of outside factors that we're attributing to Alex Verdugo's struggles in 2022, he's poised to bring those same tools into 2023 and alone do better. In my opinion, the biggest concern with Alex Verdugo going into 2023 is his defense. It's not just us fans that are saying that. Alex Cora himself is someone who at the end of the year in 2022 was asked who's a guy who needs to step it up in 2023, and before the question was even fully asked, Alex Cora said Alex Verdugo. He also mentioned at winter weekend that their right fielder, aka Alex Verdugo, they wanted him to be more agile, laterally, back and forth, getting better jumps on the ball, being more athletic on the field and in the batter's box. Now, obviously, we aren't going to be able to measure Alex Verdugo's athletic ability until the season comes, mostly because spring training, you're sort of ramping yourself up, you're not playing 100%. But I will say this, take a look at the comparison between Alex Verdugo at the end of last year and Alex Verdugo's latest picture of him at spring training. He looks leaner, he looks more in shape, and he looks more athletic. Now, if that actually translates onto the field, we do not know for sure, but the fact that he did put in the work this offseason to at the very least get into better shape is a very optimistic sign. Now, as for Alex Cora calling Alex Verdugo out, Alex Verdugo actually saw that and responded to that on his first day at spring training. He took that to heart. He was quoted saying, and excuse my language, it is a direct quote, "I'm just pissed off, man." Verdugo said, "But everything pisses me off. I don't like when people talk about me and things like that." They had the reasons to talk, right? They had fuel, they had the effing ammunition for it. And for me, it's let's take that away. Again, we're not gonna be able to tell whether or not he legitimately took those comments to heart, Alex Cora's comments to heart. He did clarify that he was not mad at Alex Cora and he understood why they said that. And he believes right alongside Alex Cora that he can take his game up a notch. And he said that that's something he really tried to improve upon this offseason. So if you combine all of these factors we talked about, the fact that he is going to be healthy in 2023, the fact that he finished the year confident and strong in 2022, the fact that he is going to have a little bit more luck on his side, hopefully with the banning of the shift, and hopefully get closer towards that expected batting average, the fact that he's already a really hard guy to strike out, and now you add in him being more athletic, him being more agile, and him being more prepared on the field and in the batter's box. In my opinion, that is a super high value recipe for success. Again, we are not going to know if that happens until we get to 2023. But with all these factors, it brings me a ton of confidence to say that I think Alex Verdugo is going to break out in 2023. Now, what do I mean by break out? I'm not talking a guy who's going to be in the MVP race. I maybe not even talk about a guy who gets into the All-Star game, but an Alex Verdugo who is considered in the All-Star game. A guy, Alex Verdugo, who is a pretty decent staple in this Red Sox lineup, maybe in the 6th or the 5th spot, is exactly what this team needs, and I think he's going to be able to do that. Now, in terms of why I think he has to break out this year, because this is kind of the year where he needs to prove that he's worth money, right? Alex Verdugo is a free agent in 2025, and if he can't figure it out this year, he's going to cost himself money in free agency, even though he's got 2024 to sort of prove it, right? Because teams are going to look at that and say, well, was 2024 a fluke if he does really well? But if he can put together a good season this season and a good season next season, he will find himself with more money. Whether that's with the Red Sox or not, I'm not sure yet, but this is a real prove it kind of year for Alex Verdugo. And again, I think he steps up to the challenge. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of Alex Verdugo going into 2023? Are you excited about him? Do you think he's going to have this breakout season like I do? Do you think he's already reached his peak? Do you not like Alex Verdugo? What are your thoughts on him and the 2023 Red Sox down below? As always, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.